I think I met, I don't know, somebody wearing a piece of jewelry or something that came from here, and everybody was going crazy about it. So I thought, oh, that's fabulous. And I don't know when I started, my husband started indulging me, but I know that, I came in and they always had wonderful things here, wonderful china, wonderful silver, and even the setting, the cases. It just was obviously a place that had a real idea of something unique, something special, something made by hand that couldn't be duplicated. When I started out, I bought things that were already here, and I can remember a piece that I bought. In fact, I didn't bring it with me, but there was a piece that I bought that I indulged myself in because I did a book on Cleveland and it sold, and I took some proceeds and I went and bought a necklace. And it was a simple piece. It was a very simple piece, but I treasured it. The first thing I commissioned was for my 40th wedding anniversary, and my husband said to me, I'd really like you to have something that you would like, and that is a ruby, and I don't like rubies. So I came down and talked to Jim, and Jim, I said, I want a garnet, and he designed a piece, and I have it here with me. It's this piece here, and it's very simple, which is what I wanted. And it's a beautiful, beautiful garnet, and it just is a very simple gold ring, no diamonds. I didn't want anything like that, and that's the first piece. My husband's a chevalier, he loves wine, and I decided if he was going to do it, I wanted grape leaves. And so I told Jim, and he doesn't usually do anything quite like this, but he went out and picked grape leaves. And I saw them, I mean, he actually had the leaves here, and he made a pattern for each one of these little leaves that are on here, and then the clusters of grapes and the vines and then the little diamonds set in. And this is a treasure. I don't know how he did it, I honestly don't. And it wraps all the way around. This is another piece that he made for me, which was an old piece of carved emerald that I found in an antique shop, and I paid very little for it. It was in a very bad setting, and I brought it in, and Jim put a surround around it for me. And so I think the piece of jewelry that I probably treasure the most is this one, and I really would like to discuss it because it is one of his more current pieces, and it has a brown diamond in it, and it has this beautiful, beautiful black pearl. But what is so unique is the way that Jim made each of these little leaves of gold. I mean, I can't imagine the patience to do this. And then if you turn it around, he faced that with just plain gold to hold the fan shape. And then so it would sit properly. I don't know if you can see this. So that it could sit properly, there's this little piece here. So that when you put it on, it doesn't flop this way. It just sits naturally the way it should. And for an artist to think about a pin, where it's going to be worn, and then to design it in such a fashion that it absolutely sits perfectly. I mean, that's a lot of attention to detail. These are the things you won't find in Saks Fifth Avenue, et cetera, because these are very, very special processes. And this is reticulated gold, and then it has the little moonstone and a little garnet, I believe, in there. But it's very tailored. I mean, it just sits very simply. And I wear this a lot. I mean, this is sort of a uniform. I mean, there's a reputation that is earned for this company that has gone on for the entirety of its existence. Indeed, the attention and the love he has for the gems and the materials that he's working with and the combinations that he puts together. So and I think for an artist to have the ability, the freedom to create his own designs and market them is very special. And as much fun as it must be to do a commission, I think the freedom to just do something out of your heart, out of your head is really the treasure. And then to have an outlet for it is pretty magical. The whole creative process is just somewhat of joy. It's hard work to make your ideas come out in tangible, true physical form. But it's a pleasure that just takes all of your being to do it. And so to me, it was just an absolute turn on to watch Jim, because he gets a glint in his eye, and he's so talented. And you give him an idea, and he just runs with it. And then, how could you change it? Because he is so good. I mean, what would you do to improve on it? You couldn't. This ring is lovely too, and Jim designed this, and again, and he likes texture. You know, if you notice on the pins and everything, he usually has some form of texture into the gold, which really helps, I think, model it and help to control the light. And it again has two simple diamonds, and it's a beautiful pearl. And I think that's what he does so well. He shows off. I'm probably not holding this properly, but he shows off the pearl. I mean, that's the object of this. And Jim, this is such a treasure, this pearl, and he loves those materials. And this is a lovely pin. This is has a simple amethyst in it. And again, you see the inscribed gold, which creates a pattern and texture to it. To a very simple cabochon kind of treatment. So the contrast between the two. And here's another very simple pin, and this one I wear a lot as well. And again, it has the textured gold, one pearl and one diamond. It's jade, it's very, very old, and he did not want to damage the integrity of this piece of jade, so it is screwed in, it can be removed. And they took it to the museum, they've tried to have it appraised. It was in the Potter Mellen collection. And they don't know how old it is. It is prehistoric. It is so old, but it is a very old prayer bead. And so he just surrounded it in this very simple surround. It's elegant. It's just fabulous. And then just a simple black, silk. And even this shape is very similar to the ancient shapes of bells and things that you find in China. I mean, Jim has an innate sense of how to integrate the past, the present, and the materials and what he's working with. It's always simple. Well, these earrings are jade, and I think this has been, again, these were stones that were in the Potter Mellen collection, and you can see he's backed it so that he never damages the integrity of this filigree jade, and he's carried little studs through here to hold it on. But and that also protects the jade, because you don't want to break it. So it's very simple with, again, the little pattern up here on the cut leaf. And this is the tradition of Potter Mellen, which is just superior craftsmanship. I get a lot of compliments, and I'm a very lucky lady. I get a lot of compliments, but I think, though, all of us who know Potter Mellen and John Paul and Jim and the tradition within this company of fabulous jewelry, it's something that we do talk about, and we're really very lucky here in Cleveland to have this kind of quality of craftsmanship and superior art, and you can trust. I just don't trust buying a diamond, for instance, just any place, because the zircons and the fake stones are awfully good today, and I think you want to be very careful in buying. If you're going to buy good jewelry, to buy jewelry where you trust the integrity of the company, the people that you're dealing with. I think it's very important.